Well, it's May 16. The maths make it 5 days until the nation makes a critical decision. At the centre of that decision are these so-called teal independents. There are only two conclusions you can draw. They are either dumb or they think we are dumb. Just to settle one point about this ridiculous name, it's about the only thing original in the whole Zali-Steggall profile. Teal is a mix of blue and green. Should have you believe that blue represents traditional conservative values and green the environment. And that's about where a sensible explanation of this lot begins and ends. Make no mistake, what they're on about, these teal independents, will have zero impact on Saturday on the ability of Labor to win the election. They are just a diversionary outfit which, at best, will only determine how badly the coalition loses. And if it's not a hung parliament, Labor won't need their support. If Labor has a clear majority, then the Teals won't have to choose who they'll support. In other words, they'll be politically impotent. But what is more, they'll be sitting in blue ribbon Liberal seats trying to deliver a Labor government. I'll tell you something, they might win this time, and I'm not certain they will, but they sure as hell won't win next time. Ask Windsor and Oakshott, representing exclusively Conservative seats and backing Gillard, who were never heard from again. So they're about climate change, are they, this lot? What would they know? The green of the teal represents the environment. Well, the bad news is, if greenhouse gas emissions are the problem, they will continue to rise in the future no matter what Australia does. If the problem is carbon dioxide emissions, they are 0.04% of the atmosphere. Human beings worldwide are responsible for 3% of that, and little old Australia, 1.3% of all of that, if your maths are up to it. All this climate change stuff by the Teals is a meaningless gesture. And of course, while China, Indonesia, India and other parts of Africa and Asia plough on, our percentage contribution by 2030 is likely to be well below 1%. These teal people are either dumb or duplicitous, in which case they can't be forgiven. We emit 433 million tonnes of carbon dioxide every year. China emits 25 times that amount. In other words, each year we emit a fortnight's worth of China's emissions. If these teal independents can't tell the electorate the truth, then they deserve not a single vote. But of course, they're all from wealthy suburbs and they're going to save the planet. Idiocy has never so taken over the political process. But if this blind pursuit to get rid of fossil fuels leads to factories closing, power prices going through the roof, what will it matter to these wealthy lot? Or will they be able to cash in on the taxpayer-subsidised renewable energy push? Of course, these Teals have a right to run in an election, but they have no right to fiddle with the truth. I suspect the coalition, as I warned at the time of Glasgow, can't attack the teal independents because the coalition has signed up to the same rubbish, net zero emissions by 2050. And what a joke is this New South Wales Treasurer Keane writing to people in the teal seats, telling them not to vote for the Teals, but they are articulating the very rubbish that Keane has been feeding us with for months and months. Keane is your ultimate teal. And in the days remaining, will this teal bunch of entitled elites articulate policies on issues that are affecting ordinary Australians every day? We know they hate fossil fuels, but they spend their life on their smartphones produced with fossil fuels. They're gung-ho about renewables, but never talk about nuclear. But I suppose in their world of protected privilege, why should they care about the person on Struggle Street? Why should they care about standards of education, national security, energy prices going up, energy poverty for some, just paying the bills and staying warm? They, of course, are not the concerns of this privileged teal elite. As one writer said at the weekend, you can't feed your kids or pay your mortgage by shouting climate change every 5 minutes. No sensible voter can surely support an outfit which is a single issue proposition. Climate change and then something about an integrity commission. And the third, well, I've forgotten because you can't waste your time with irrelevance. And if they're all supported by this Climate 200 mob, one simple question is valid. What links do the Climate 200 board members have with renewable energy? Indeed, if Malcolm Turnbull seems to support the teal independents, what are his links to renewable energy? Who's going to stand in the public place and tell these unfashionable fakes that Australia can't and never will be able to change the global climate? Stop treating us like fools. Stop the political grandstanding and virtue signalling, because I'll tell you something, come Saturday, the teal independents might win once, but they'll never win again. I said at the beginning, they're either dumb or they think we're dumb. Because if there's any person out there who thinks that someone in Kooyong or Wentworth or Warringah is going to save the planet, then I say simply they're idiots. But they shouldn't be allowed to treat us like idiots. Between now and Saturday, I'll put a microscope over this lot and they will be found wanting.